Hello, I'm Alex McCall, and I'm here to talk to you today about something very important. Tea. As we have a newly elected Conservative government, glory be to the Conservative overlords! It has been brought to my attention that not enough people know about tea. This can't be allowed to stand. Tea is of vital importance to us as a country, both culturally, historically, and religiously. So today, we're going to learn all about tea. There are several different types of tea. There is Twinings tea, and there is other tea. Thankfully, our merciful Conservative overlords has made having other types of tea a hate crime, especially if you're a member of the upper classes. The lower classes, or yobs, are allowed to consume their stockpiles of the lesser tea. In fact, they're encouraged to do so, as soon as possible. However, any of the upper classes who are found in possession of this different non-Twinings tea will be charged as the hate crime ensues and will be deported in several different ports at once. Get rid of your tea. Drink it.
God save the Queen. 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 God save the Queen.
Now, of course, there's many different types of tea that aren't allowed. This is Earl Grey tea, which is now mandatory for every household to carry. It is known as a black tea. There are other different types of tea, like green tea from the hated communist state of China. This is not allowed, and everyone carrying it will be deemed a spy or an enemy of the state. There's also red tea, which is a fad and which doesn't exist. So remember, everyone, drink your black tea, or else they'll come again. I'm now going to teach you how to make a proper cup of tea. First, take your government-approved tea. You're going to need to take 2 bags and put them in the teapot. One is for you, and the other is a sacrifice to the teapot, because it must be appeased as well. I will just let that simmer for a bit. Now, it's always important to remember you have to put the milk in first. Some people like to add in sugar, but life isn't sweet, and we shouldn't kid ourselves. Now that should be enough time for the tea to have properly settled. You swirl it around a couple of times, and then you simply pour. This may look bulky, but that is because I am weak, like those who stood against us.
God save the Queen. God save the Queen. God save the Queen. God save the Queen.
As I failed to properly follow procedure for making a normal cup of tea, it was suggested to me that I should demonstrate what happens when you use impure tea. Now, it has also been noted to me at some length that, as well as being lesser tea of the non-Twinings variety, this is indeed Scottish tea. And we know what happened to the Scottish, don't we? So, it's the same procedure, which you must never ever follow, because this is illegal tea. You take 2 tea bags, and you put them in. And you wait a little while. I've also been told to remind people about what happened to the Scottish. How they're no longer part of our union. About the leaping. Well, that should be enough. Let's see what sort of tea we can get. And remember, kids, don't throw this up. Fuck, is this blood?! Now that you've made your tea in the correct fashion, conformity, you must partake of it in the correct way. This means approved tea accompaniments, biscuits and others. Now don't worry, all of these are on the official list, which I have here. To begin with, we have jam tarts, a cheeky traditional British dish. It's pastry on the outside and jam in the centre. And the good news is, you can make these at home. Really, it's allowed now.
God save
They've given us back our ovens,
God
though the ashes still need to be cleansed.
God save the Queen.
Next to it is the ever solid
Save
British biscuit, digestive,
Queen.
topped with chocolate, and only chocolate.
God
We have
save
the Battenberg cake, named of course for the glorious empress.
God
Long may she reign over us.
God save the
And finally, British fancies. Now, also on the list, but not on this plate, is the Harry the Caterpillar cake. Are you?
save the Queen. God save the Queen. God save the Queen.
So, the final accompaniment to tea is cream tea. But unlike other tea, this doesn't have tea in it. Instead, it has the ever popular and holy British scones.
God save the Queen.
These.
God save
The way you make cream tea is that you have to use jam and clotted cream. Now first, you have to cut through the scone like the Conservatives cut through the deficit and the irregularities and the health code and the Human Rights Act. And, jam. You need to then add jam. The jam, the British jam, the lifeblood of our blood. State, I'm doing it, please. Put jam on it. Then, cream. This is clotted cream. Nice and thick, like the Welsh who know their place. You put, please drop. You put it on, smudge it down, and then you silly billies, you can put up, and then you put it on top, and that's how you make cream tea. It's super easy. That's not amazing. So that is how you can show you're properly British. See? And it's... I can't. No, don't listen to their lies. They're not your friends. They don't care for you. They only care for themselves and what they can harvest. I've seen the dark underbelly. I need to get out. I can't get out of my life. Please, save yourselves. Don't go the way of the rest of us. Don't drink the tea.
God save the Queen. God save the Queen. God save the Queen. God save the Queen. God save the Queen.